Punisher here for Liberty's Chosen. This is a response to J.Dalton, the last video that you posted, titled "Are You a Sheepdog?" And I was nodding and spitting right along with you. I'm an Army vet, and I'm a member of a group called Liberty's Chosen, and we are a community outreach program, or outreach organization, nonprofit. Many of us are veterans, Marine vets, Army vets, Navy vets. We've got pretty much every branch. And you brought up a lot of good points. You know, pretty much everything you said I agree with. You know, and you actually brought up some scenarios that I never even thought about. The taxi situation, where, you know, you might roll up on a taxi cab with, you know, one guy having another guy on the ground and at gunpoint, and you roll up on it and you pull your gun, but you don't know what's going on. So maybe somebody tried to rob the taxi cab driver, and the tables were turned, and now the cab driver has the guy on the ground. So that's something to be aware of. You know, don't just jump into a situation gung-ho and think you know what's going on, think you know what you're doing. But you went into the description of the wolf, the sheep, and the sheepdog, and then you put yourself in a category where you don't really know where it's at. And while you're describing that, I thought of a description. You have your everyday family dog. Now, I've got two dogs that will give their life for me and my fiance. One of them's a pit bull, the other one's a chihuahua. And both of them are ready and willing to protect their family. And that sounds like you. That sounds like what you are. And I think what a lot of Americans are. You know, and I've had dogs growing up that would do the same thing. And that have done the same thing. I had it was a Cocker Lab mix, little dog. My stepdad was visiting a friend who had a pit bull, and got out of the truck, and the pit bull came up and greeted him, you know, jumped up on him and was all lovey-dovey. But my dog saw that as a threat and jumped out of the truck and went and got that dog at the throat. Luckily, he wasn't very aggressive, and just kind of looked at him like, "What are you doing?" And the situation was diffused. But that instant right there, my stepdad knew that that dog would give his life for him. And you know, whether you're a sheepdog, whether you've been a veteran or police officer or not, when you're protecting your family, when you're willing to give everything to protect your family, that's honorable. That's what we do. I'm also hoping to become a police officer if things work out. I'm in the process. But you know, I just wanted to show you support and make myself known to you. Where I live, I live in Las Vegas. It's not exactly the best area to live in as far as crime and everything goes. But the community here, for the most part, is fairly good. Yeah, we have a lot of crime, but we have a very high population. And we've got a pretty good police force. You don't see us in the news a lot, which to me, no news is good news, and that works both ways. But I've had encounters with police officers myself when I was younger, and just even recently, just approaching a police officer, talking to him, asking him questions and everything. And police here have been very professional. And they do face a lot. They face a lot, especially, I keep up on local news as well as national news, and they do a lot for the community. And police officers everywhere put their lives on the line, and that's not something that everybody's willing to do. My fiance is actually a little bit nervous about me going into the force just because of that, but I don't know. I just feel like it's my duty as a citizen of this country to do what I can. I'm no longer in the service, but I feel like I can do something for the community that I live in. And I grew up here most of my life. I move around a lot, but most of my life was spent here. More than half of my life was spent in this city. And so if that's what you call home, then I want to protect my home. I want to do what I can to protect my home and make my home a better place. So basically, this video is just to show my support, and I agree with what you said. We don't all need to be going out there gung-ho like we know what's going on and we're invincible. Thinking that you're invincible is reckless. We need to avoid situations that we know are hazardous. If we can avoid them, then avoid them. But personal defense means that you've taken every route that you can to avoid a situation, and there's nowhere else to go. You're backed in a corner, and now it's time to defend yourself or your family. And that's what it's about. If you're going to carry a firearm, you need to be responsible with it. And most people that go through the legal process and do it legally are law-abiding citizens, and they're not looking for trouble. So I totally agree with that. But anyway, that's all I've got for now, and thank you.